What's up, everybody? I gotta make one. You can't shoot, Brandon. Welcome to Drink and Grow Rich, baby. What's going on? I made it. I made a cup. Ping pong balls are so cool, yeah. They're like a weird type of bouncy. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. What's up? What's up? Ashtray. Ashtray's already the favorite. Like, I owe him a makeup call. Let's have you got that keyboard? Yeah. Let's have a moment. Let's have a moment for today, a special day. Do you guys know what today is? YouTube.
I do.
What is it? Lee Greenwood. You know the song?
No.
I sang the song in course when I was in like 5th or 6th grade. Oh, man. And I know all the words.
My wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here.
Fast forward a little.
Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me.
Who remembers where they were in 9/11? I remember I lived in Chicago. I was in 7th grade, and we didn't really know what was going on because we were at school. We heard there was a bomb in New York City, and I came home, watched the news, and I remember I could not sleep. I couldn't sleep at night at all. I couldn't sleep the whole night because I was just thinking about some people that were still alive that were stuck in between the rubble at the World Trade Centers. And I just kept thinking about that. I was thinking about 5th grade, period 2. And I just remember thinking about being still alive with all my bones broken and being in between the rubble in New York City. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for like 2 nights. And I remember I walked in home from school and my mom said, You'll never forget this day. You'll never forget this day for the rest of your life. Here we are, 19 years later. And I'll never forget that day. And don't turn off Drink and Grow Rich, but you want to know what's great, a great memory is if you go to YouTube and you watch, just type in 9/11 morning news and you watch it in live time, right? Fox, CNN, and you watch it. They all started the news channel and they're like, good morning. And they had the regular news. They had I remember it was it's storm season, watch our 4-point. So they started regular news and all of a sudden they all breaking news. The World Trade Center had a plane running into it. And if you watch it in real time, in live time, if you watch it in real time, the anchors on the news, they were like, this just in, breaking news. A plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. And they brought some people on and they're like, what happened? What happened? What happened? And nobody said anything about terrorists. Nobody said anything about an attack on our country. Everyone was just confused and they were trying to figure it out. They had somebody who was a World Trade person come on. They're like, is that where the Observe, the place where you go, the tourists go to go look out over the city? Is that up there? And they're like, do you think people are hurt? They were just so confused. And then, and I've seen this over the years many times from all the different news stations. All the news anchors were acting casual. They were acting normal. They were confused. They were analyzing it. And then the second plane, and everyone was like, oh my God, this is a terrorist attack. And watching it in real time will give you fucking shivers. And you might have not seen it. You might have not seen it in a long time. So go to YouTube and type in 9/11 morning news and watch it for like 20 minutes and watch how it played out in real time. And imagine that. Because a lot of us were really young then. A lot of us were at school then. And, what a ridiculous thing. 9/11, Howard Stern broadcast on 9/11 is fucking epic. Talking about Pam Anderson's tits, and then all of a sudden, that's good. I should watch that. Nobody expected foul play. Nobody expected harm. Nobody thought anything bad was happening. Like the lady was talking about, is this a place where planes normally cross? Like she was, and then the second plane. And the country was unified. Country was unified. I just saw on Twitter, Instagram or something, it was Mike Pence and Joe Biden, and they were giving like an elbow bump at the 9/11 memorial. And I reposted it because I like that. I like unifying moments. I'm corny. I love unifying moments. I love happiness. And I love America so much. I love our country so much. And, today it's all divisive and social media and it's one-sided, all that. And if we can remember one thing today on 9/11, it's everyone was on the same side. Everyone was on the same side of World War II. Everyone was on the same side of 9/11. It's nice. It's nice to remember what it feels like to be a strong, united country who all have the same emotions running through us. Like, that's what a country is. And we're so big. We're so diverse. We go from Maine to San Diego, from the Florida Keys up to Seattle, from Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA. We're a big-ass country, and we're a special country, and it's nice to feel unified. Hence the name United Monograms. Cheers to that. Everyone who's either abandoning their job right now or you're home, most likely you don't have a beer in front of you, but come on, have one with me. Nico, if you're watching, did you ever notice that Dream Grow Rich is very similar to Scott Adams with his Coffee with Scott Adams, where he has coffee with everyone and talks about whatever and has live comments? So he has a little more people in than me. But 9/11, everybody, don't forget about it. And like, I guess when people say never forget, right? Like they say never forget about the Holocaust. They say never forget about 9/11. Like, why shouldn't we forget? Like, we shouldn't forget about the people who died, obviously. But like, never forget, because the reason I like never forget is personally today, right? In today's climate, is because our country is unified then. It's like, it's almost like we need an enemy. It's almost like we need a foreign enemy to unite our country. I don't know. But never forget, because that shit could happen again, I guess. I mean, honestly, you want to know what I think about 9/11? I do think about 9/11 when I'm at the airport and they're making me take my goddamn shoes off and making me take my fucking laptop out and making me like empty my pockets. Like, every time I naturally want to be like, oh my God, shut up and let me through at the airport. I do think about 9/11. I think like, never forget, like, we gotta be smart. We gotta be safe. And like, that's a good example of never forget. But why do we say never forget? Blue Moon is the best. That's right. And Ian, thanks for tuning in. And thank you for your service, my man. I've seen your Instagram posts where I know you're serving. And I'm somebody who fucking loves this country more than anything, but I've never served in the military. So I'm just so fucking thankful that people are out there to protect us. And I mean it. I really fucking mean it. Like, it is selfless. It is honorable. And I'm in the country making jobs, trying to make money for myself, trying to make something of myself. That is selfish of me. And I think I provide value to the world, but I don't provide value like the troops. And I really, really mean that. What's the event that can bring this country together if it happened tomorrow? Name your best hypothetical. Oh my God. Nico, that is a fucking incredible question. Incredible question. Oh, wow. And I've noticed one thing about Dream Grow Rich is that sometimes people ask good questions in the beginning, and I, with a recency bias, reward the winners towards the end of the podcast, it's not a podcast, it's a live Dream Grow Rich. So I got to remember that, because that is a fucking amazing question. That is an amazing question. And I got to think about that for a second.
I know.
What?
If Trump walked with BLM protesters.
Dude, I think that, that I think you should do something like that. Yeah. Like, Team USA winning the World Cup is your hypothetical. That is pretty good. I'll get back to that in a sec. USA winning the World Cup.
Men's?
Men's. I mean, yes. Men's. That's a good one. But that doesn't have the same emotional pull as a 9/11. I've always liked President Trump. I never hated him more than I did recently when this protesting stuff was going on. And I thought that he should have done something like that, walk with BLM or do something unifying like that. But also, I don't think that would do the same as 9/11. Like, I got to think about this. I don't think that would unite the country. You have to have a lot of people turn on him, right? I mean, right. That's too political. That's too political.
Yeah.
It's got to be a tragedy. And that sounds bad. But it's got to be something that is tragic, because it's actually really hard to pull down our political blinders. Like, it's really hard for people to strip away your beliefs about global warming or about freedom. Like, it's got to be something that, imagine the most right-wing conservative nutjob who only believes in freedom and won't wear a mask because the freedom, and they have all these guns for no reason. And then this left-wing vegan who only grows their own plants, and they think masks are all you need because that shows that you're not being selfish. Like, these two polar opposite people who view not the country, the world in a completely different light. It's got to be something that brings those two people together. So it's got to be something like 9/11 that everyone can understand. Okay, here's a unifying thing that all human, it's got to be something that crosses a biological, evolutionary feeling of a human being, losing a family member, losing a loved one. That is something that all countries, all people, all languages, all political spectrums can relate to. And the weird thing about 9/11 was that it would have to be a nationwide disaster. How do I personally feel about BLM? That kind of goes off topic to what I'm getting to. But of course, I love all Americans. I love all people. I love everybody. And black people are just people. Black people are just people. I don't give a shit if you're black, white. You're just people. I love all people, especially Americans. But you're talking about sports. You're talking about BLM. Dude, it'd have to be something where people died. It would have to be. And here's the thing about 9/11 was that it wasn't necessarily a country that attacked us. Because if it was a country that attacked us, that gets like a little political and that gets like military based. Like, we didn't know what to do on 9/11 because it wasn't a country. It was like a weird group. I still don't know who did 9/11 to us, right? Who did it? Who did 9/11?
America.
No, who attacked us?
America.
America attacked us on 9/11?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's a false flag attack.
Oh, God, let's not get into that. I mean, it was Bin Laden, but Bin Laden is like, that's the thing that so I think of like Russia nuked us, or China nuked us, or Portugal nuked us, just to not, then it might immediately get like political. Like, something about 9/11 was really special because it was like an odd group, and it was just about what could happen today that would unite us the way 9/11 did. I mean, World War II, Pearl Harbor attack.
If China attacked us on the mainland?
But like, I mean, my obvious answer is another attack on the mainland, right? Like a nuke or a bomb or an attack. That's just such an obvious answer that I don't want to say it. I'm trying to think of something more creative. But I can't think of it. Like, it'd have to be another physical. That's why I prefaced it by saying we had to lose family members and lose loved ones. Like, some type of bombing, some type of physical. It has to be a physical attack on average human beings, because that is senseless. That is senseless to attack real human beings. And that emotion that is so senseless is the feeling that unites us. So like, it have to be something senseless on American soil. The only other thing I can take away from it, or that I could think of, would be like if someone took the internet away. But if someone took the internet away, I can't, Nico, that was an amazing question. And if I had more time to formulate it and I wasn't live, I think I could think of something good. But all I can come up with is another type of physical attack on senseless average human beings. Because that feeling that it rises is the feeling that unites us as people. It's not even Americans, really. It's just people. It was a false flag. CIA knew about bin Laden and his plans and worked with him throughout the 90s. I'm not getting into that, yo. I'm not getting into that. Today is 9/11, and it's about uniting America. And one thing I saw my podcast today, please check my DMs. Marco, I'm sorry, I haven't been checking your DMs. You just carrot and stick me too much, and I keep meaning to do it sometime, and I don't believe you. Get me on the podcast. Just, I don't know. Sorry, Marco. You kind of fell out of my, like, circle. But everyone else that's listening. But, like, I'm open to it, Marco. But, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, I have a podcast with Clinton Sparks today. He's, like, a music guy, and he was talking about something. What was he talking about today that was, like, a uniting thing? He was talking about something that was like the same topic as like this, but just the reason why 9/11 was special was because it crossed all boundaries, it crossed all lines, and it was about the feeling of being a human being and losing a loved one. And goddamn, man, it was a special, terrible thing, obviously, but God bless the USA. He's busy with wedding plans. Thanks for the scapegoat today. But all right, let's go and talk about something else. The guy I had in my podcast today, I just can't even like comprehend how many famous people he knows. It was odd. And he said to me, he said, I'm a hustler. That's why I wanted to like reach out to come on your podcast, because you had an entrepreneurship podcast. And I'm reaching out to like all entrepreneurs, because he has a new book and he's like pushing it. And he's like, I found you. You seem like a cool guy. And like, it does show that like, I'm not that huge, but whenever I get huge, I'm never going to stop hustling. You can never stop hustling. And that's about business. And like, he says, he's been big. And he says, the mistake a lot of famous people make is they get famous. And then once they get big, they start being like cocky and dismissive. And then they fall off because they lose their drive once they're big. Texans lost. It was expected. Did the national anthem and protesting affect their psyche? Chiefs stood united. I didn't watch the beginning of the game.
So
yeah, what happened?
In the beginning, they Chiefs and Texans held arms and stuff in moment of silence, and the Chief fans were booing them actually.
I feel like the whatever you do before the national anthem has like lost its credibility throughout everything. Like, well, the Bucks, I truly believe that they got caught up in that emotional feeling. I don't think that has anything to do with the kneeling and stuff. Like, the Bucks had a real situation. Like, it was in their city, and they had like the Magic. So the Bucks were playing the Magic in an NBA game, a playoff game, a very important game.
They were up like 3-1 though.
Right, and they were up 3-1. No. Did they win that game? I don't know, but imagine the emotions of this, right? If you decide as a team to kneel or lock arms before a game, it's like you can mentally put that aside, do what you're going to do before the game, and then play the game. But this shows how true the Bucks thing was, the Milwaukee Bucks, the basketball team. The Magic were on the floor stretching and warming up, and the Bucks didn't even come out to play. So that was like really emotional, obviously, because clearly there was a group of like 12 millionaires sitting there in the locker room discussing it. Should we come out? Should we come out? And LeBron got mad. LeBron's one of the ultimate social justice guys, and he got mad. It wasn't even his game because he wanted to have like a unified front as the NBA. And he's like, we didn't know you were going to do it. So clearly, sorry, I got a phone call. But clearly there was emotions involved in that, really strong emotions that like affected the game. And like the Bucks lost the next series, like, and they played like shit. Like, and it turned out that Jacob Blake guy, he should not have got shot. He should have got tackled. Fuck that. But he wasn't like one of the best like role models for like the stop. Someone called me again. But like he wasn't one of the best role models for it. So that probably made him feel a little awkward because like it was a black woman.
Yeah, they jumped to conclusions.
Yeah, they jumped to conclusions. And that probably, if it turned out that might have been like a great case, like a George Floyd or like someone that was actually a good, he actually turned out to be like a kind of shitty guy. Now, I don't think how shitty of a guy you are matters. Like, you shouldn't shoot fucking people. You shouldn't just shoot people. You should tackle them, cuff them, bring them in. Stop fucking calling me. Sorry, this Phoenix number keeps calling me. But I don't think they should have shot Jacob Blake. But it turned out he wasn't the best guy, whatever. That was awkward for the Bucks, and it clearly affected their psyche. So you're saying, Nico, that you stop watching sports because of this. See, I love sports so much.
Yeah.
Honestly, I bet you the NBA ratings are great right now. Because the NBA has been amazing. And I haven't heard anyone like on the right talking shit on the ratings. I love the NBA, and I don't care about the political shit because there hasn't been sports in so long. Now there's the NBA playoffs. I love the NBA playoffs. So like, they all kneel before every game. Whatever, I don't care. It's not really like a statement. It's just what they're doing. I'm never not going to watch sports. Exactly. Like, so Ian said he's not going to watch sports. He's a military guy. Maybe he didn't love sports so much to begin with. Maybe he was a casual fan. I'm not a casual sports fan. I love sports. And like, I do think the Milwaukee Bucks affected the psyche. And I think the NBA is doing great with their ratings because the games are amazing and the sport's amazing. And there's no other sports on. And it's been a great product, the NBA. So it's been awesome. But as far as what happened before the national anthem in the game last night, because if it was the Texans and the Chiefs, I mean, the Chiefs are a better team, man. I mean, they fucking won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I did see that game was like the lowest rating in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the reason it might have been low rated was because there was a low buildup because there was no preseason.
And also the Lakers was on. And they're the same.
And the Lakers was on, which is getting good ratings. Yeah. But any promotion for anything, business, sports, politics, like it's about the buildup. That's part of the promotion, right? Like, why do people start before their album coming out going on talk shows? It's because it's about the buildup. The NFL didn't really have any buildup because there was no preseason. People didn't even know they were playing. I love college football. My squad, Notre Dame, they play tomorrow. Yep. I didn't even know that till like today. I get slammed with political nonsense on social media. Can't stand overpaid, ungrounded, for the most part, celebrities claiming to be grounded in reality. There is no chance in hell that LeBron James, for example, is well-spoken or informed about politics. There's no chance. And, dude, I don't want him to be. That man's probably sitting there with a Malcolm X book and the film from the game. That man is at the top of his craft in what he does. He is a special person when it comes to the game of basketball. And people say, oh, he's born with it. Dude, you know how many other people are 6'8" with athletic ability?
Yeah.
Josh Smith. Remember him?
Yes.
Left-handed, same height as LeBron,
Shit.
can jump just as high as LeBron.
Shit.
LeBron is a master of his craft, and it's all in his mind.
Yep.
LeBron is amazing at what he does. What's he do? Every day, he thinks about basketball. He dreams about basketball. He watches film. He's obsessed with basketball. He's the Steve Jobs of basketball. So he doesn't know about politics. And the fact that he pretends to is a very good reason to diss him, mock him. That's fine. He doesn't know a damn thing. But that man is a master at his craft. And I love people who are masters at their craft. So anyone who wants to rip on LeBron for pretending to know a lot about politics, go for it. I've talked about this before, but the worst thing LeBron ever did, there's a lot of evidence that he spray painted the N-word on his own building and pulled a Jesse Smollett. There's a lot of evidence of it. It's probably true. And that's pretty fucked up. And that is the thing that you can hate about LeBron. But I'm like, always defend LeBron. All my friends always liked him, and they always hate him because he's such a. There's this post on like Twitter, and it says, "Wow, LeBron James is always on the first page of a book," and it shows LeBron, 4 different pictures of LeBron, and he's on like the treadmill warming up for the game, or on like the bike, and he's reading a book, like a smart intellectual book, and he's always on the first page. Every single one of them, he's on the first page. So he's clearly just doing it for the cameras. And then the one time he was holding a book about Malcolm X, and Barstool Sports posted it. And their commentary on it was how it sounds when I didn't read my summer book report. And it's like, LeBron, I see you're holding the book about Malcolm X. Like, what do you think about that? And LeBron goes, I'm on the... I haven't read the whole book front to cover yet, but he's a good man. And like he just stutters through it all, and he's like, you gotta respect the man because he's a master of his craft. Yeah. Everyone tries to talk about politics, you know. I don't know everything about politics. Like, I'm a businessman. I care about capitalism very much. I love capitalism. Everyone has different opinions. I understand all their opinions. That's why, like, whenever I talk about politics, I like to bring up first. I like to bring up, hey, I just want the country to be united. I always say that. I always say that no matter what. Like, and I feel like that's a good starter because I don't really fucking know what I'm talking about. And politics is nasty, man. Like, it's nasty. So, not targeting LeBron, just celebrities and many athletes in general. I mean, I use LeBron as an example of all those celebrities. Honestly, celebrity, like Hollywood, that's a little different. Like, and LeBron's a little Hollywood because they kind of do have an agenda, but like, what is their agenda? I don't even know. Like, they just are good people who don't really know anything, and like, maybe they just want more people to watch their movies. I'm not going to pretend like I'm the smartest guy in the world and I know everything. I'm not. Like, I'm a great businessman. What I care about is business. I'm the master of my craft, which is selling monogram clothing, and I aspire to be a master of other crafts in the future. Trying to build a media company up, trying to build a big podcast up. And it takes time. I'm doing it on the side. I'm a master of selling monograms. I'm a master of, but those are little tiny segments of the world. And I don't pretend to be a master of much. But anyone who pretends like they are, that's their problem. GOAT, Michael Jordan. He did a lot of stuff like that. LeBron. Yeah. Who do you think is the biggest pull in the world? Musicians, politics, athletes, or entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs. And by that, I don't mean by their opinions. Twitter started by an entrepreneur. Twitter's changed the world. I don't care what Jack Dorsey's politics are, but he started Twitter, and by starting Twitter, he shaped the world. Elon Musk with Tesla. My driverless car is fucking incredible. Even though I took a road trip in my driverless car this past weekend, and stopping at the chargers was a little too much. But if you're talking about a group of people who have pull by what they say, then maybe politicians. But if you're talking about who shapes the world the most, there is not a fucking question. It's entrepreneurs. Oh, I can get something to my doorstep in 2 seconds. I didn't do that. Oh, the internet? We can now all communicate throughout the internet? Average people didn't do that. Entrepreneurs did that. Oh, I just want to go to work and make a hard living every day. oh, who provided you the job? An entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs shape the fucking world, and that's a fact. That's not an opinion. And politicians, all they can do is maintain capitalism and control the military. And just, they got to control the borders, control the military, because if we get fucking nuked, well then there's no business to run. And there's no entrepreneurs, there's no jobs if we get fucking nuked. So we need the government to protect the borders and protect us from outside threats so that entrepreneurs can go do work and provide jobs. And you know what else politicians provide to entrepreneurs? Fucking roads. I never, ever, every time I pay my taxes, I say, thank you for roads. What if we didn't have fucking roads? Who pays for the roads? We do, taxpayers. And who made that happen? The government, man. Like, fuck you, Phoenix. Eisenhower in 1950 put together the highway project. The highways were put together in the 50s by Eisenhower, which was the government. Entrepreneurs create the world. But we could not create entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur. We could not create the world without the government who protects and builds the structure for entrepreneurs to operate. And then the second, though, you throw the government into providing jobs, then it gets weird. Like, there's been times in history where it was good. FDR, after the Great Depression, created what was it? It's called like the alphabet soup. He had like all these government jobs that he created, and that was actually good at the time. A lot of like Republicans and conservatives don't like that because they don't want the government providing jobs. That's when it gets weird. So let the government protect the borders, protect the country, not let us get nuked, and then let the entrepreneurs run the rest. And also, want to know what else the government needs to do? Stop fucking monopolies. If a company becomes too strong and too powerful, well, then other entrepreneurs can't even start. And like, that's why we got to keep an eye on Google and Amazon. And Teddy Roosevelt, my favorite president of all time, broke up the fucking banks. Sorry, he didn't break up the banks. He broke up the oil companies, Rockefeller, because they were too powerful. And that was actually pretty fucking American, because then it allowed other companies to come in and compete and create jobs and let the American dream exist. When you tell a 15-year-old, hey, you can go do whatever you want, Teddy Roosevelt made sure that that could actually happen. And as long as there's a free market that is monitored and protected, then that's the country I want to live in. And within that world that is protected by the government, entrepreneurs are the ones that make the world happen. Musicians and athletes are in the same bucket if people, their worldview. It is interesting, like, why do Hollywood celebrities have such a left-wing view or whatever? Like, why? Like, my answer might be, like, that's just what they believe or whatever. Like, there's no problem in, I don't know, they make a lot of money, man. They don't want to pay fucking taxes. They don't want to pay, like, they're rich as fuck, man. They make a lot of money. Like, you think Leo wants to pay 30% or 10%? That's a big deal for him. Like,
maybe because they're not like conservative.
Right. So like, Nico nailed it. They're artistic. They, and I know what you're talking about, Nico. Scott Adams says that artists, people who are artistic, have a really tough time like viewing the world from like a logical, like practical standpoint where they can view both sides and be on the ground and understand how the world works. Like artists are kind of, what if this? What if this? What if we could just paint this picture? And like they have trouble dealing in reality. And I guess Hollywood is a lot of artsy people like that. And yeah, but like, and I think maybe they're just not that informed and they think people on the right are like racist or whatever. I think that one thing that our country is ingrained in our country is like, I guess this might get backlash. It's like, I don't think anyone's racist, man. Like no one's like, who have you ever talked, like every like crazy segment of the country like has like a voice for it. Like there's people who want high taxes. There's people who want low taxes. There's people who want war. There's people who don't want war. And they say it. There's people who come out and like say it from all points of views. Like who's the people that like say like, okay, this is why this racism is good. Like Nobody thinks racism is good. Like, and like
neo-Nazis.
Like, have you ever talked to one? Like, who's a neo-Nazi?
They're probably because they're hiding their.
But they exist only in an artistic person's painting of one. That's why my favorite story of all time is the Jussie Smollett story, because the way he painted out those people who fake beat him up, he's like, they're MAGA guys. And they said, go back to your country. And they beat me up with their MAGA hats on. And they said, like, you little gay black boy or whatever. And like, it wasn't true. He made it up. But the way he painted them was like how an artistic person paints a racist. Yeah. And like, they think that exists. But like, actually, the people who wear MAGA hats are like, we love everyone. Maybe they do have that accent. Maybe they're like, we love America and we want to protect our borders and we love everyone. But like, protecting your borders is actually pretty reasonable. Cause like, you have to have a country. And if you don't have borders, you don't have a country. And like, dude, if I were Mexican or if I were from another country, I love America so much that you're damn right. I would sneak under a wall. I would sneak over a wall. I would sneak around. I don't give a fuck what the rules are. I'm sneaking into the fucking country. And I don't care what you say. I don't care what, I'm sneaking in. I'm getting in. I will break every damn rule to get into this country. That shows how great our country is. And that's what I would do. And that is selfish of me. That is selfish. But if we just let everyone in, we should let people in if we need people. Like if we need more jobs, or like, we just need to be able to control it. Like, we are a country of immigrants. Obviously. Like, we love having people come in, but like, if the economy's packed and we don't have any more jobs, we should be able to control the lever that like lowers it a little bit. And if we need more jobs, and like, we should be able to ramp it up a little bit. So like, we should be able to control the lever to the party of America. And that sucks for someone else. I'm trying to sneak in, but like, is that racist though? That like, no, because if you're a different race and you're an American, okay, you're my fucking boy. But it's like, right, and their country sucks. Like, it's also about how shit. That's why I'm saying I'm sneaking in. So it doesn't suck. If you are born 3 feet away from this country and you're not in this country, and now you have to wait 9 years to get in with some paperwork, that sucks. That is unfortunate, and that sucks. Fucking life is unfair, man. I don't know. Like, but if we're just really nice and let everyone in, then it's all fucked, because like, you got to be able to control the levers. You got to be able to control, and like, it sucks, man. Life's unfair and life sucks. Stop talking logically, you poss. What the fuck is poss? But like, my point is it's not racist. And Patrick Bet-David, who was on my podcast, he is from Iran and he's lived in Germany. And I asked him, when he was on my podcast, I said, we're a different skin color. Do you think America's a racist country because you have a different skin perspective? And he didn't say no, but he said it's the least racist country in the world. And he said that he got some shit before, like, when he was American and he went to like he said like in South Carolina at a Waffle House. They're like, you're Iranian. You're from Iran. Like, what's up with that? And they said,
Alabama.
Yeah. And they said, I think he said it was South Carolina, but they said they gave him some shit, right? They gave him some shit. And like, they were kind of like racist towards him, like a little uncomfortable. And he was just like, it's all good. And eventually by the end of the dinner, they were like laughing and stuff like that. He says the least racist country in the world. And if there's any bits of it, all you have to do is just like, legally, all your rights are protected. And he was just positive about it and smiley about it. And it worked out fine for him. And he's an Iran person. I actually been reading his book. In his book, he said he has trouble saying words. He has trouble saying like Wednesday and like certain words because he has an accent. And he said he got made fun of his whole life for it. And like, that's kind of like, I don't know, like you make fun of someone, that's not cool. But he's just like, it's all about your attitude. And that isn't even about race. It's just about, no matter any bad thing that happens to you or bad things that are casted upon you, just respond positively to it and your life will be happy. You control internally how you feel. Anything outside of you can't control how you feel. And if you can do that, then your life will always be happy.
He joked how he was a spy too.
Yeah, he was like, he made a joke. He's like, I'm a spy for Iran. And they were like, what? He's like, I'm a spy for Iran. And they're like, and at the end, they just found out how ridiculous that was. And that type of humor is perfect. Look at Canada. We're more diverse because of how many people we let in. Dude, we're the most diverse fucking country in the world by far. No questions, no seconds. Like, we're so diverse. And guess what? That's what makes us great. Diversity is an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. But citizenship is different. Like, we do need to, like, have a little bit of a control on, like, who's a citizen or whatever. I'm not against it, but we got to be careful. We don't change our ways because of different cultures. I don't know. I'm not too worried about that. Zero tolerance for racism, of course. Different races and cultures make the country the best in the world. That's not like hyperbole. Like, it's not hyperbole to say like, oh yeah, we have different races, so like that makes us great. Like I hate the phrase like whatever happens for a reason, or everything happens for a reason. Like, no, sometimes shitty shit happens is for no reason. Like, you want to know what I hate when people say rain on your wedding day is good luck? Like, no, rain on your wedding day is bad luck. It could very much rain on my wedding day. But saying that diversity makes us stronger isn't one of those phrases that's just a bullshit phrase. It actually makes us better because it makes us all more critical thinkers. And like in a company or like a small example of a diverse group, it allows different viewpoints, which makes us all question our own viewpoints. And when we're questioning our own viewpoints, that's what makes us stronger, because that's what makes anyone smarter. Is you have smart ideas, and then they get challenged, and then they get challenged. What dumb people do is they stick into their own point and they block off the challenges, and they think just because this is my idea, this is the best idea. And they don't even take in other viewpoints. You have to take in other viewpoints to become a smart person. To be a smart person, you have to scope out all the thoughts and then handpick the good thoughts. That's what makes a smart person. So a smart country that is floating around all different diversities, all different cultures, all different thoughts, the smartest, best ideas are going to rise to the top. It genuinely makes us the strongest country to be diverse. And that's not like saying it's good luck to rain on your wedding day. Rain on your wedding day is bad luck. Do you have to find a way to be positive about it? Yes. But being a diverse country literally makes us stronger. It literally makes us stronger. Like the African-American culture, who got dragged into the country, and now we're luckily part of our country. That's our music. That's our art. Like, and then it's just, it doesn't even matter anymore, but like, it's Germans. They're all the same. They're all like strict and bleh, I'm German. Like Polish people, like they don't have any roots. Like, we're just such a wild country. Like Brazilians, they got some Portuguese, they got those, like, They just stick to, no one's immigrating there. No one's immigrating there because it's rare. Like, have you ever heard of anyone immigrate to Portugal or immigrate to Russia or immigrate to fucking Peru? No, people immigrate to America. So like, we're the people who are diverse. Who's the second most diverse country? That's a good question. Who's the second most diverse country in the world? You're a grandchild of immigrants. We all are.
Canada?
Who is the second most diverse country in the world?
Canada.
That's a great question. You think it's Canada? Like,
they have a high Asian population.
It might be Canada.
And French population.
Now, obviously, Canada is a tolerant, kind country. But like, if you are like Mexican or from another country and you have this dream, it's the American dream. It's not the Canadian dream. People try to get to America, and it's because it's so great here. So like,
is it marketing?
It's probably marketing. Yeah, it's just, we're great. I mean, what's the second most diverse country? What's the second most diverse country in the world? Like, it might be Canada. It might be Canada. But like, that's an interesting thought. The second most diverse country in the world. Who is it? I don't know. I have no idea. But most other countries aren't diverse because your ancestors are all from there. And then all the good ones came to America in the 1800s. Nah, just kidding. But it's just the roots. And it's not a political thing. It's not just like everyone just is there because that's where their ancestors are from. That's where they live. And no one is really coming in. America, it's like everyone's coming in for generations. So that's what makes us the most diverse. And that's what makes us great. And when you say we're the greatest country, it's like, okay, is that an opinion? Well, iPhones, like Google, the internet, like a lot of great things. The car, the Model T, Ford, it all comes from America. Like all the best technology comes from America. And it's because we're the best at stuff. And that's like the non-political stuff. Like the internet's good, cars are good, phones are good. That comes from America. And it's all the best stuff in the world. And why does it come from America? Because America's the best country. Why is America the best country? Because we're diverse. And why is diverse good? Because it makes the best ideas rise to the top. Other countries don't have to deal with that. And we do, and that's why we're great. We're strong because we have these internal conflicts. And what happens from conflict? Well, how are diamonds created? By rocks rubbing together over years and years to create a beautiful diamond. That's what America is. We're a fucking diamond.
I Googled what's the most diverse countries.
I could be wrong about all this. I don't know. What is it? What's second?
Well, first is Uganda.
Uganda's the most diverse country?
And second is Libya.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how they define diverse.
Their terms of, I guess.
I don't know how they define it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Americans are rioting. It's so simple. If you hate the country, then leave. If you can't respect others' opinions, then you have to say no. I mean, honestly, like when people say leave, I don't agree with that. Like, no one's going to leave, you know? So it's like, get out of here. Like, it's not that hard to leave. They got to immigrate to another country. It's like paperwork. Like, so when people say, like, love America or leave, I don't agree with that because no one's going to leave. Just because, like, it's hard to leave, kind of, probably. I don't know. Technically, South America is the most diverse nation. Okay, South America's not a nation, bro. South America's a fucking continent. Bro, why am I even here listening to a narcissist? I mean, I didn't make it click on it, but I'm very interested. Help me not be a narcissist. Help me know that what I said that was narcissistic, because I'm open-minded. I'm an American. I love hearing other people's thoughts and opinions and taking them in. It's kind of the point. The law is the law, and people are supposed to uphold it. I mean, fucking, if it was 1920 and they told me not to drink, I'd be fucking drinking. It's a law not to smoke weed. Everyone does that. It's a law not to walk across the street without the light being on. I do that all the time. It's a law not to text and drive or wear your seatbelt. Hey, I break a lot of laws. Everyone does. So, like, just because it's a law, like, you know, just because there's law, Jim Crow's used to be the laws. Fuck that. Like, if there's laws that are a problem, you need to fight against them. But I guess the problem with, like, the rioting is, like, what law are you trying to change? And, I mean, I don't know what law they're trying to change because I would probably agree with them. Everything I'm seeing favors African countries as the most diverse. That's what he saw, too.
So weird.
That's so weird.
Well,
I
they
feel
must
like-
think that since they break them up into tribes and stuff, kind of like the Native Americans was breaking up.
I feel like it's because it's a big, massive land, and there's not a lot of infrastructure.
Yeah.
So it's like empty. It's been empty for like ever. And I feel like since it's been empty, like different people might like be like, whoa, I'm moving to this. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But Ian looked it up and Brandon looked it up. And apparently the second most diverse, or maybe the first, apparently Africa's very diverse. Which is interesting. And I would be curious to know more about that. Why would you want to be arrested anyways? Like, what did you do? Why would you want to be arrested anyways? Like, what do you gain? I don't know. Martin Luther King got arrested. It looks like it's a language-based metric. Okay, that makes sense because Africa's huge and the countries are big. And like, if you're going to take a country as the metric and then find all the different languages in there, like if Europe was one country, it would be the most diverse based on languages because there's so many different languages in Europe, but it's different countries, so it doesn't count as that. So if you're going to take languages as the standard and then the country as the guideline, it actually could make sense that some African countries are the most diverse by language. And guess what? Language is way more of a factor than skin color. Language is the number one most important factor in a community because we're talking about in America, all these different people, all these different ideas. We can't even communicate if we have a different language. Like, one thing I agree with that might sound racist or whatever is like, if you move to America, learn the language. Like, I mean, I kind of agree with that just because, like, I want to talk to you. Like, you know, like, I think we should have a global language. Like, why the fuck not?
I think it is English.
I mean, I don't want to learn another one.
Yeah.
So like selfishly, I hope it's English. But like, there's no global language. Like, if we had to pick one, we'd probably pick English. But like, we're probably biased. Russians would probably pick Russia. Russia's the biggest fucking country, but they don't have that many people because they all died in World War II. 27 million Russians died in World War II.
Yeah.
Only 500,000 Americans died. Great. Language is now on the metrics. The violence is stupid and ridiculous. Yeah, violence is never good. I mean, if you look at North Korea, there's those people like Kim Jong-un, where they are the dicks, and we need to get rid of. But places like America, they stand for justice and always been like that. Well, the problem with North Korea, which, by the way, as a business strategy or whatever, the smartest thing North Korea's ever done is get the fucking nuke. Because no one's messing with them. No one's messing with them. They're little, they're insignificant, they have no economy, and they're insignificant. And they're treating people like shit. And we should go in and like try to help them, but we can't because they might nuke us. Even if there's a 2% chance of them nuking us, we're not taking that risk. So like North Korea as like a strategy for a dictator, that's smart. I mean, I don't agree with it, but like it's actually pretty smart that they have a nuke because like can't fuck with them. Can't fuck with them. Surely the middle finger is universal. I don't know, man. When I was a kid, I heard like in another country, like this was the bad finger or whatever. North Korea is weak as fuck. I mean, yeah, they have a terrible economy. They don't have they don't have a lot of money. Their people are treated like shit, but they got a nuke. So like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like, if there's a 1% chance they nuke California. Even though, bringing it back to the beginning, if Seattle got nuked, boom. This country would be fucking united. You can't do shit to nobody but other weak countries. Well, no, they can't do anything, but we can't do anything to them because they got a nuke. Might as well stick around to the end now. We got 8 minutes left. Cheers, everybody. Let's take a sip. What does this say about me?
Yeah, I always wondered. Did you go ham on that shit?
What does this say about me? It's gotta be a personality thing or something.
You're nervous.
I mean, I don't feel nervous. I'm open to the possibility of me being nervous, but as a counteraction, I don't feel nervous right now. So, anyone know what this means?
It's not like you want to call it, twiddle your thumbs or anything.
I do actually.
Okay, then. Yeah.
Like, look at my fingernails. I've been a biter my whole life.
That means you're.
Dude, look at this nail. Look at this nail.
Yeah.
But I'm not nervous. Like, I mean,
it's a subconscious thing.
Like, I haven't had nail clippers my entire life because look at this fingernail.
You bite your toenails?
No, I don't bite my toenails. Can't even.
Shit, damn.
No, I don't bite my toenails. I can't even reach. America has a tight ass defensive system, so I honk. They could dominate places like Canada in a second. What if we went to war with Canada?
Shit, what if we took Canada over?
We'd win. Honestly, Canada, we don't really want it. It's like, they're a big country, but like, just a bunch of fucking ice and like, space.
Yeah.
Let them have it. But, like, one thing that I like that Trump did that people forgot about was like, he was trying to get Greenland. He was trying to buy it. Like, I'm all down for expanding the country, but like, we learned in 1939 to 1944, hey, everybody, let's not try to take over other people's fucking land. Like, we all agreed in the 1944 at the end of World War II, in the Potsdam Conference, no more taking land by force. And we all kind of agreed. And that was fine for us, because we have fucking America. Like, Japan was like, fuck. And that's why they kept fighting. Because they got a strong-ass country in a little-ass space. And they're like, we're trying to fucking have more space. So that's what they tried to go take some. And then they fought and they fought and they fought and they fought. And we had to nuke them to beat them. Like, I feel bad for them. Like, that sucks that you don't have enough space. We're good with space. We got Hawaii. We got all this land. She deciding sea. But it would be cool to get more space. but like we're not going to take it by force. But like that's why I like how Trump tried to buy Greenland, because like you could buy it, like, you know. But I love when Conan O'Brien went to Greenland and was like interviewing people. He's like, "How do you think about America buying Greenland?" And they're like, "No." Like, it was funny. How long until Brandon quits? I'll give him one more year. Place your bets with me.
What?
Why do you say that, Nico? Because after every podcast, I beat him up. Brandon, didn't realize how flexible you are. Yeah, can you bite your toenails?
No.
You're acting like it's some big deal.
I can put my hands on the ground.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Can I put my hands on the ground?
Yeah. What happened to your knees?
I mean, not really. You can. Let me see.
Okay.
All right.
My knees go backwards.
Are you flexible?
Yeah, I'm very flexible.
I'm not very flexible. I went to a chirotherapist or like a chiro. Like I went in that like ice chamber. It was free with Orange Theory.
I want to do that.
It's right next to Orange Theory, and they give me a free session.
And what's actually?
Yeah. Chirotherapy. It's like they put you in the ice chamber, and the guy was stretching me, and he said, "You're one of the 5 most least flexible people I've ever stretched." Like, I'm fast, I'm athletic, I'm in great shape. I'm just not very flexible. But I don't know if anyone can.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
I don't know if anyone can bite their own toenails. Nice underpants. You can see my underpants? You can't see my underpants. You dirty dog. Dude, wear pants. Dude, it's fucking, I'm in Charleston. It's like a fucking 2 billion degrees. I have one of my employees who went to San Diego recently, and I always know that San Diego has the best weather. But one thing that I didn't factor in was Charleston has great weather. Average temperature throughout the year is around 70. But that means it's an average. So very hot, colder, 70 and 50 and 90, average is 70. There's no bugs there's no humidity and no bugs in San Diego. San Diego, as far as I know, and I've heard this many times, and I've checked in on it, and I've asked about it. I recently talked to somebody. You look at a globe, and you want to pinpoint the best weather in the globe is San Diego, California.
Oh, nice.
It's 70 year round with no humidity, no rain, and no bugs.
That sounds beautiful.
You know what San Diego stands for? It's a whale's vagina.
I thought it was. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's an Anchorman joke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I don't remember it. That's all.
He's like, San Diego, a whale's vagina. She's like, no, it's actually Saint Diego. And I also love an Anchorman when he's like, do you know what diversity is, Ron? He's like, yeah, it's an old Civil War ship. Trivia question. Hottest state during Christmas? I'm guessing South Carolina. California. Nico, why'd you say that about Brandon? Because we're taking this thing. We're building a media company, by the way. We are going to slowly build this fucking Sean Lowery Show podcast. We got some other little things going on Twitter. We got some little other categories behind the scenes we're running. And we're going to build it into a media company. And I'm gonna be the Dave Portnoy of whatever this company is.
Any names? Suggestions?
I don't got any names. We were thinking about that. But Barstool Sports, Valuetainment, like those are like, we got some little seeds early on. We just planted them. It's gonna be a long run because business is very hard and difficult. It takes a long time. But look out for me. Not everything I'm doing, what you see is not what you're seeing. Maybe I'm doing a little more. Maybe I'm doing a little something extra. Maybe I'm a magician. I don't know. But look out for me. I am ambitious. You guys know that. You know I'm ambitious. You know that I'm always working. Am I smart? I'm smart enough where if you combine ambition with me, that I could be something special.
2 seconds. It's on. 1. 5 seconds.
I don't got a countdown on here.
Oh, okay.
It's called stupid and a really bad joke to get your reaction. Nico, you've been on fire with the Texan jokes lately. I'm waiting for this to count down on me.
Yeah, I hit an hour, so I was wondering if you did.
Maybe Instagram will let us go longer. Very competitive. Of course I'm competitive, Tammy. I gotta say, Nico, that question was so good early on.
You'll probably make a separate video about it.
Like, I gotta think about that. But, I mean, bomb the Sears Tower. Shit. Actually, when I lived in Chicago, everyone was really nervous they might bomb the Sears Tower. Like, what if they... What was crazy?
If Yellowstone erupts, you think that would bring the country together?
Well, it's not as much of a terrorist act, so no. Answer my question. What was your question?
Well, Joe Rogan says Yellowstone erupts.
What's your question, Nico? I don't know. You know you can restart the stream, right? Yeah. Restart it. I'm already with her here. I'm actually interested to learn because here's one thing I'm mad at Instagram about. It is, you used to be able to post or put your live. No, you would do a live and it would stay on for 24 hours. But here's the big difference. The comments would stay on. After this is over, as far as I know, maybe something changed because it's 4:31. I can make it into an IGTV video. And then I can post the IGTV video to my wall. I can post it to my story. It's ever accessible. But the comments are gone. I mean, in a live video where I'm interacting with the comments are everything. And it used to be it would stay on your story for 24 hours. And then the comments would still be there. And then Instagram changed that shit. And it's not really affected this, but it's affected our live at lunch. The uniting question. All right, Nico, here's my answer. The internet gets cut by a terrorist organization and nobody in the country has access to the internet. So now the only way to communicate is by walking out onto the streets and talking to your neighbors. And nobody in America has the internet. So we're all freaking out and we all just pile onto the streets and start talking to each other. And there's some uniting thing there. That's my answer. Because I thought about that when the COVID happened and all the retail businesses got fucked. And I was lucky because I was an e-commerce business. What is the internet? What is the internet? I don't know. It's this beautiful, glorious sky, man, that makes me be able to communicate with someone in China or my best friends or like my mom or start a business where people just go on some thing and they buy something and then I get money in my bank account and then what is the internet? It is a fucking glorious luxury that exists that none of us stand. Why can't that be taken away from us? Why couldn't the internet be taken away from us? Why not? Why not? That's my next pandemic, is the internet. Well, I mean, a prediction or I fucking hope not. But why can't the internet be taken away from us? Why can't it? Now, a good response to that would be, we still have cellular towers, right? There's a difference between cellular and internet. And actually, you can still access the internet from cellular. So, I don't know. Damn, I can't believe it's still letting me go. COVID fucked me in the ass. I missed school and the social environment. I'll say one thing about COVID that I feel bad for the most. There's been many groups affected. Small business owners. If there's one group of people that I feel the worst for out of all the people that have been affected by this COVID thing, there's many different groups of people that have been affected. Number one group I feel the worst for, emotionally, is the class of 2019 graduating high school seniors. I feel terrible for them. That's a special time in your life. Prom, graduation, senior week, yearbook signings with your friends. As we go on, we'll remember all the times we had together. Throw in your caps. You're 18, the world's in front of you. And you have that summer before college where you go on and find your college roommate. I feel terrible for the 2019 high school class of people. That's the group of people that I feel the worst for. Because this sucks, man. It just sucks. And you're young. And like when you're young, you think that that moment in your life is your whole life. Like you don't have any perspective yet. And you shouldn't. I remember my mom grounded me for a party in high school. And I thought it was I literally thought my life was over. Like I actually thought my life was over, that I couldn't go to this party. I really believed it. I believed that my life was over. It's because you have no perspective. And I feel really bad for that class. And then like 5 minutes later, there was like the protests in May or whatever. Some guys requesting. Usually go live. This could be a troll. I don't know. I just got into 12th grade and it's still like that. We don't get to do anything. But you'll be fine though. Like if you were 1 year older, it would be much worse than you are at the age now. So you're lucky. Just look at it that way. You no matter what bad situation happens to you in life, you gotta always find the way that you're lucky in it. Rain on your wedding day was a tough one. And graduating class of 2019 of high school, it's a tough one. But you got to try to find the positives in every situation in life. It says it's waiting for N Skipworth to connect with me. They must have extended the live time. Can you Google it for me? How long will Instagram Live let you go? I think the internet could go down, but not in the sense of a physical disruption like 9/11. Yeah, like, would we still have access to cellular? Would we still have access to cable television? Like, and Skipworth is unavailable to join. Yeah, I don't know exactly how, like, the moment would be, but that is my creative answer of right now. Because I can't really think of anything better than 9/11, man. I mean, Pearl Harbor. Like, I'm thinking of things that already happened, and the idea is to think of something new. And, like, if you bomb Mount Rushmore, that might be worse symbolically, but not as many people would die. So,
I say now.
Can I request people to go live? I'm going to request Nico. This is like... yeah, people say, like, the worst thing you can do is FaceTime somebody without them knowing. And, like, I just Instagram live you with 4,000 viewers. And, like, what if you were on the shitter?
Yeah, I could have been wearing underpants like you.
Dude, what? Where do you see my underpants? Hold up.
That's a shoe.
Oh, this is a sock, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Idiot.
You still got 4 days to go.
Yeah, I got these new shoes. They're very nice. But, yo, what's your answer to that question? Because that's a fucking great question.
Dude, I think that like everyone's thinking tragically, which is 100% right. Like a tragedy would bring this country together. But I was thinking like, okay, yeah, I didn't live during that time period or see it, but Miracle on Ice, like I feel like everyone watched that.
Yeah.
It was against the Russians. So it was like.
Well, we also had like political differences with the Russians then.
Right. So like it made so much sense, but man, dude, the amount of people that don't watch soccer, don't watch the World Cup.
Oh, me, yeah.
This whole country would go insane.
That's not good.
World Cup win.
That's good.
Insane.
That's a good answer.
Amazing, dude. Like I don't care about soccer.
Dude, if the U.S. ever won the fucking World Cup, I would fucking go crazy. You remember in college? I know. In college, remember I don't know if you were there that summer, but dude, we were so fucking fired up every game. Like,
they played well, and it's just something where it's just like we're the jokes of the world when it comes to that sport.
Okay.
It's the only sport where it's just like, oh, like the Americans are gonna like win. Like, come on, like.
Dude, Miracle on Ice is like a defining moment for the country. Like, not defining, but like pivotal or not pivotal. Memorable.
Yeah.
That's good because your question's so fucking good that I was thinking of tragedy, but also you're right. Maybe it doesn't have to be tragedy. Maybe it could just be like because in other sports it's like city versus city, so that's not uniting for the country.
I think sports in general like naturally bring people together. Just like if your team is winning, like when Jackie Robinson played, they were probably like all pissed off, and all of a sudden, like as they're winning, it's just like, yo, dude, like I don't care, like I just want to win. This is my city.
So my counter though is like the Olympics. Like that happens every couple of years, and we always win.
We always win. That's what I mean. We are like supposed to win.
Underdog.
Like for the most insane underdogs, the last underdog story that we watched was probably that Miracle on Ice, and it was only because we didn't have pros playing.
And there's movies about that. There's monuments about that.
So that's a good one. That's fun. I'm sticking to it.
That's good. I like it. It's a better answer than mine. I don't really have one. So this guy said, also go back to all that diversity conversation. I can't go to one of my favorite fast food places because of how many Muslims are in the country and they turned the food to halal.
So, like, should you go to, like, find another restaurant? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Wait.
Like,
Wait, what fast food place?
I don't know.
Taco Bell?
No way.
Chick-fil-A? No, I think it was probably Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. No.
Chick-fil-A only has Muslim food.
You got, like, a halal burrito at Chipotle? I don't know.
Yo, did you see that guy that was on my podcast today? His name's... All right. Does his name ring a bell? Clinton Sparks?
Clinton Stillskin? No, I don't know. I don't know.
He's like so fucking like big, but he's like behind the scenes in music. Look him up someday. He should be here to try to stop while loudly hearing Mexicans talking in Spanish. Nico, say something to get you canceled.
Nah, man. That's like... I got a job, homie.
You know, the PW, the urban executives are definitely watching.
Especially at Urban. Like, at Urban Outfitters, like, that is our target market.
What was the most controversial thing I said today? Like, I feel like nothing.
Nothing.
That's
like,
maybe that's why I'm not famous.
Really, like, he's obviously a racist. Not an offensive asshole, just a racist.
They just said we need to or like be able to turn off immigration. That makes sense.
Yeah, the levers.
New York fries? What's this guy talking about? Can you see these comments here?
A little bit.
New York fries. All right. Usually this thing shuts me off after an hour.
That's cool.
It's been an hour 13. Oh, Ashtray. So Ashtray was going to be who I picked because he asked all these great questions last time. And the FBI agent is waiting for you to finish your beers before he cuts this live off.
Dude, you have a long time to go. That's probably like an hour.
Yo. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Peace out.
What?